Hi there. You know, it was just over 15 years ago at my 50th birthday party that my brother Simon gave a speech. And in that speech he said something like this. He said, "My brother Larry has a greater ability to live the present moment better than anyone I've ever known." I never thought much about it at the time, but here I am some 15 years later at the age of 65, and I think I'm truly discovering what it is to live in the wonderful, awe-inspiring, God-given present moment. Thanks for joining us today. Well folks, here I am. I'm at the Latrobe River. My little tent is just up behind the bank there, and I've brought my chair down. I'm actually sitting in the water here, and it's a lovely, warm, delicious day, and only an hour's drive from home. I'm only here one night, but I thought I wanted to take this time just to be here today and to share with you a little bit about what it means to me to live in this wonderful present moment. Here I am at this moment in my life. I can forget about everything else. I'm surrounded by all this beauty. There's birds everywhere, there's trees, there's the water of the river, just a magnificent creation, and it's all around me. And you know, you get in a place like this, and do you know what happens? The stress of what's happening in your life kind of fades away. You forget about the future, you forget about the pandemic, you forget about the Premier and the Prime Minister and the politics and what's going on in the world. You forget about watching the news, and you just come away and you begin to look at beautiful things. And I want to tell you something, friends. The more you look at beautiful things, the more you will see beautiful things everywhere. Did you know that there's really only two alternatives to living in the present moment? And one is to live in the past, the other is to live in the future. Many people spend a lot of their time in the present reliving the past. We've all done it. We've all been mistreated at some stage in our life. We've all been abused. We've all been abandoned by somebody we thought should have treated us better than what they did. We've all failed miserably. We've all fallen on our bum or our face. We've all been there. And do you know what we do? We have all those tapes, and we kind of get the old tapes out and we put them in the tape player of our memory, and then we press play and we watch them over and over again. We relive conversations that happened even 30 years ago, and all of that just wells up in our mind again, and we are filled with a bitterness and a resentment and a self-pity. And you know, when you live that way, it saps all the life out of you. You have no joy in the present moment. You don't even notice the beautiful creation around you. The Apostle Paul said in the New Testament, he said, "This one thing I do, forgetting." Isn't that a great word? Forgetting what lies behind, I press forward to what lies ahead. Paul had discovered that there is a power in forgetting the past, in ruling a line and saying, that is in the past, I can't change it. I can't relive it. I can't go back there now. I live here in the present. And yet those wounds from the past can become a poison that infect every part of our life, and it's a horrible way to live. And if you allow it to, if you allow the past to invade the present, you will be so bound up and so miserable, you'll never do anything but replay those old tapes. Friends, we've got to live a better way. Of course, the other way to live, as I've already mentioned, is to live your life in the future, in those days that haven't yet happened. And this is ingrained into us right from the day we're born almost. You know, at the age of just 3 or 4, we're sent off to kindergarten, and it's marvellous. We meet friends, we play, we hear stories, and yet we're told that there's a day coming where we've got to leave kindergarten and we've got to go to primary school. And then, of course, the day comes when you make it all the way up to high school, and then the fun really begins because you're a teenager and there's all sorts of new pressures, new excitements, new agendas, new friends, a new school, lots of new things to do. But you make it through high school, and they can be tough years, high school. Mine were some of the toughest years of my life. But you get all the way through high school, and then you go to university. Well, they didn't in my day, but they do these days. They go to university and they do a degree, unless they take a gap year. But you get into university and you work your way through year after year after year. Some people are there 6, 7 years even. And you finally get through university, and then you finally arrive. You are in the place that you have prepared for all your life. You go into the workforce and you find a job. And you think, I have arrived, I have made it. Wrong. Once you get into that job, you discover there are yet more ladders to climb, more qualifications to gain, more things to do, more courses to take, and you've got to get on and you've got to go up the ladders of success. And so it goes on. And so we can see how easy it would be to live your life for that which is ahead. Now, that's not always a bad thing, because it's good to plan for the future and to have an idea of what you want to do with your life. Nothing wrong with that. But some people are so consumed with what they want to do next, they miss out on the glory and the wonder of right now. We've all got that sort of sense of urgent quest that no matter where we are right now, we've got to be somewhere else. And so we're always moving. But you know, the moment comes when you get that next breakthrough, you get that next position, you get that next house, you get that next job, you get that next car, and instead of being happy, you only want more. You know, one of my favourite singers would have to be John Williamson. That probably dates me a bit, an Australian folk singer, but he sang this marvellous, wonderful song called Cootamundra Wattle. And in that he talks about enjoying the present moment, the same thing that we've been talking about today. And he says in that song, he's talking to his wife or singing to his wife, and he invites her to come out into the garden. And he says to her, come out into the garden. And the lyrics go, there's all the colours of the rainbow in the garden, and there's symphony of music in the skies. Heaven is all around us if we're looking, but how can you see it if you cry? How can you see it if you cry? He has another graphic line in the song that says, some people grow old and bitter because they missed it. What a powerful line, growing old and bitter because you missed the very thing that was right in front of you. Friends, I hope that you will come on a journey with me and learn to enjoy the beautiful, the wondrous, the miracle, the sheer joy of every day. You know, folks, here's the take home, and watching this sort of stuff is no good unless you take something home and put it into practice. Here's what I want you to do, friends. I want you to, no matter how busy your life is and how much time you have to fill in every day doing work and chores and filling responsibilities, I want you to find some time every day just to step outside. I live on a beautiful farm, but it doesn't matter where you live. There might be a back garden. There might just be a balcony with some plants and some fresh air if you're in an apartment. There might be a local park where you can go, or maybe you can do what I'm doing right now and taking just 24 hours out to camp by the water here and enjoy the present moment. But take some time out and just sit for a few moments in a comfortable spot, engage all of your 5 senses and savour the beautiful things of the present moment. On our next video, I'm going to be talking to you about some practical ways you can do that, things that will help you live in those moments. But for today, I want to thank you for watching, and if you would like to follow us, you know, hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you get notifications. I'm intending to get a video out about once a week, and as I say, you can subscribe and follow along, and leave a comment today, will you, and tell us what you like to do in the comments about living in the present moment in your world. What does it mean for you, and what does it look like, and what do you discover when you do that? I'm so glad you were here today, friends. It's been awesome having your company. This is Larry, and I'm living the present moment, and I will see you on the next video.